It was a wholesome family film, and now they've turned it into woke trash. Check this out from Men Wokeness. Disney's Snow White said that
what was once hailed as a promising reimagining of a beloved Disney classic has now collapsed into one of the most controversial disasters in modern entertainment history. The live-action Snow White film, originally intended to be a symbolic step into a more progressive era for Disney storytelling, has spiraled beyond creative disappointment and critical failure, landing in full-scale legal warfare. The studio has officially filed a $200 million lawsuit against its own star, Rachel Zegler, alleging defamation, sabotage, and contractual breaches that they claim severely damaged the film's box office performance and brand image. This legal move has stunned the industry. It's not often, if ever, that a studio publicly targets its lead actor with such a massive and high-stakes lawsuit. But Disney's leadership, led by CEO Bob Iger, now finds itself scrambling to contain not just a box office bomb, but a spiraling PR catastrophe that's made headlines around the world. According to Disney's internal claims, Zegler's public conduct and refusal to follow promotional protocol triggered the film's rapid demise. Her comments, ranging from controversial interviews to unexpected political statements, reportedly caused significant financial loss and irreparable brand damage. Hence, what Disney is calling a Snow White refund.
Not only has she destroyed hundreds of millions of dollars worth of IP for Disney, but she also...
From the outset, this project was never supposed to go off the rails. Early on, Disney execs had high hopes for the film, banking on nostalgia, family appeal, and the casting of big names like Gal Gadot to revive the Snow White legacy. Rachel Zegler, already a rising star, was selected as the fresh new face to lead the adaptation, and early marketing efforts generated curiosity and optimism. But from the moment the film's changes began leaking, revised storylines, the removal of key characters, and modern feminist messaging, fans started to push back. As the controversy mounted, so did public scrutiny of Zegler herself. Rather than sticking to Disney's prepared talking points, Zegler openly criticized the original Snow White, dismissed traditional romantic themes, and injected political commentary into promotional appearances. What might have been overlooked as youthful boldness in another context quickly became a source of immense controversy for a brand as traditionally curated as Disney. One particularly damaging moment was her now infamous canceled appearance on The View, where producers reportedly cut her segment just moments before going live, after a behind-the-scenes dispute about off-script political commentary. The meltdown on The View proved to be a turning point. Witness accounts suggest that Zegler resisted efforts to steer her remarks towards safe promotional talking points.
They don't know what merit is, because they get paid whether they succeed or not.
When she pushed back, the segment was canceled on the spot, and reports emerged that she had been removed from the set entirely. In the wake of that incident, Disney canceled all further press opportunities for Zegler and scrambled to shift focus back to the film itself, a mission that, by then, was already failing. The situation was further compounded by growing rumors of tension between Zegler and co-star Gal Gadot. Although never officially confirmed, whispers of behind-the-scenes clashes between the two added to the public perception of a film in chaos. As Gadot opted for silence and distance, Zegler remained in the spotlight, often defiantly expressing her views, which only fueled further speculation and criticism. The lawsuit itself, a landmark legal escalation, claims Zegler violated her contract by refusing to cooperate with Disney's structured promotional strategy. It asserts that her interviews, unsanctioned political remarks, and social media posts actively discouraged audiences from seeing the film, sabotaging Disney's efforts to market a reimagined but still family-friendly product. The $200 million figure is eye-watering, but likely represents not only lost revenue, but a warning shot to all current and future talent about the consequences of straying from the brand narrative.
It doesn't need a prince to save her, and not surrounded by 7 weird people. Oh, okay, just CGI fictional.
Critics of the lawsuit call it punitive, tone-deaf, and ultimately a sign of corporate overreach. Zegler's legal team argues that she was hired with full knowledge of her personal beliefs and public persona, and that the film's creative failures are at the core of its collapse, not her commentary. They insist that Disney is using Zegler as a scapegoat to distract from the film's disjointed tone, muddled messaging, and lackluster execution, all of which alienated fans long before the media fallout. Yet the numbers speak volumes. Snow White has drastically underperformed at the box office, with some reports indicating it made less than 10% of initial projections in its opening weekends. The audience response has been tepid, if not outright hostile, with review scores hovering in the low to middling range. Despite efforts to reframe the film as a bold new vision, The overwhelming feedback from both critics and fans is that the magic was lost. What makes this story even more surreal is the fact that Disney's traditional damage control approach, sending stars on talk shows to charm the public, has not only failed, but backfired spectacularly. Industry analysts are already questioning whether the Disney daytime formula, which emphasizes polished sound bites and tightly controlled interviews, has any relevance in an era where audiences can spot a PR tactic from a mile away. For Zegler, this legal conflict may prove career-defining. Being at the center of a $200 million lawsuit from one of Hollywood's largest studios will almost certainly cause hesitation among other major production houses. At the same time, it could win her support from those who see the lawsuit as an attack on personal freedom and artistic expression. Whether she chooses to fight the lawsuit in court or settle privately, her response will shape her future in the industry. Gal Gadot, meanwhile, has remained strategically silent. Her professional distance may prove to be a career-saving move, allowing her to exit this saga relatively unscathed. But fans have noticed, and some are disappointed by her lack of public solidarity or commentary. Still, from a business standpoint, staying silent may have been the wisest move. The long-term implications of this lawsuit extend far beyond Zegler's career or this film's fate. If Disney wins the case, it could set a precedent for more aggressive enforcement of promotional behavior in actor contracts. Studios might start including stricter clauses and harsher penalties for talent who deviate from approved messaging. If Zegler wins, on the other hand, it could embolden more performers to speak freely, even if it contradicts the marketing narrative of the films they represent. Inside Disney, panic and introspection are mounting. Bob Iger has reportedly held multiple meetings to assess the fallout, including potential early streaming releases, internal audits of PR strategy, and discussions about scaling back future live-action remakes. The era of endless nostalgic reboots may finally be meeting real resistance, not just from audiences, but from within the machine itself. From a cultural standpoint, Snow White has become a case study in what happens when modernization, legacy, star power, and corporate control collide. For some, Zegler's actions were brave, speaking her truth and standing up for values she believed in. For others, they were reckless, alienating fans and undermining a massive collaborative effort. Either way, the conversation is no longer just about a movie. It's about the future of storytelling, talent relationships, and what it means to honor a legacy in the modern era. So what do you think? Was Disney right to sue Rachel Zegler, or has the studio gone too far? Should actors have total freedom to speak their minds, even if it clashes with a project's message? Is this lawsuit the beginning of a new era of corporate control, or the final gasp of a failing formula? Share your thoughts below, and let's hear what side you're on. And if you want to stay updated on every twist and turn in this unfolding story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This legal showdown is far from over.